Hi, I'm Seiji. I'm the Fukubucho for MAD. All right. If every single other living species can perpetuate as much harm as humans do, then we are completely fine with opposing every single living being on the planet. Because even if we were to oppose every single living being on the planet, that still fulfills our burden on proving to you that humanity has and will cause more harm than good. I don't understand any of opposition's arguments on pushing the uniqueness on cow farts, on babies, when they themselves cannot prove to you a unique benefit. I think that is why we take this debate. I'm going to firstly clarify what the scope of humanity is, then get into two questions. Regarding the scope of humanity, what we tell you is that the past and present forms of humanity are within the scope of this debate, to which opposition says, well, no, we shouldn't hold past people accountable, and they give you the crime family example. I want to say two things here. Firstly, that multiple governments, British government, Japanese government, have paid reparations for past actions that they've committed. Humanity does hold people accountable for past actions, whether that be themselves or the past forms of their existence. But secondly, the perpetuation and continuation of past forms of things like segregation, racism, and sexism still exists in the status quo. Because people collectively can put a stop to racism if they all do so, and yet people haven't. We think that even if the past people have started it, the fact that the current people are continuing it brings us this debate. Two questions. Firstly, humans hiring and harming other species. We basically tell you that humans cause mass harm to hundreds of other species. Their response is, well, look at lions. Note that not only does this not stand, but as Nagi points out in his speech, the extent of harm is much larger, and the burden of proof in our debate is to prove to you that the harms outweigh the benefits. Because the benefits cows bring outweighs the harms, that is why we keep them alive. But the harms that humans bring significantly outweighs the benefits, as the entire case has been about. And moving on to our second question, humans harming themselves, we get two main things from opposition bench. Firstly, they say, well, we don't oppose babies, to which we say, that's because babies have future utilitarian benefit that we are investing in. So we are completely fine with opposing babies if that means that if babies cannot grow up in the future. We think that babies are only harmful if they do not grow in the future. We completely oppose babies. The second thing is basically them saying, well, it's just the heads of corporations, and government has a burden to prove to you that the majority of humans are causing this harm. To which we say no, right? Because if one person can bring enough harm to outweigh every single benefit that the 7.9 other billion people in the world has got, then that is our burden. Because we don't have to prove to you that the majority of individuals have brought harm. We just have to prove to you that the harms that a single human has brought outweighs every other benefit that proposition brings. We think that we have fulfilled this burden by pushing to everything else. Finally, I want to note the lack of engagement from opposition bench, because from Reno's speech, she spends a minute on mechanizing the entire argument on the hedonistic treadmill, to which we get no engagement. Note how stupid this is for their side. I think that it is only intuitive that we oppose humans for the harms that they cause to themselves and for every other species. Proud to propose.